Okay.
My favorite game is one I forgot.
Yeah? What's it called?
Can't remember. It's going to be one of these days.
I mean, it's already been one of those days.
Yeah, so he's never said anything?
No.
So we're just going to go without him.
Yeah. Let's do 20 seconds of silence.
Oh, shit. You were recording?
Of course I
Oh,
was.
fuck.
Did you get your cringe out, Liam?
Oh, God, no.
I know.
Oh,
All right, let's
man.
go to the 20
I
seconds.
can do
Alright.
so much more cringe.
And there it is. Zach.
I was just proud of myself that I could get my mouth around the microphone without making a noise.
So anyway, we're back. This is Friends by Default. Your favorite podcast, maybe, if you're... I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, we will assume it is now
We
your
will
favorite podcast.
We will assume because it's so great. My name is Brooks Vernon. I am the co-creator and co-host of this here podcast. And this is a podcast about answering the big questions, those philosophical quandaries that have plagued mankind forever, and answering the most interesting what-ifs to ever enter people's minds, all in the friendliest possible environment, because we're all friends here. Isn't that right, Zach?
Yeah, we're all friends here, Brooks. You and Liam and me and Liam. We're all friends here.
What is this weird energy that's been between us for the past week? I don't
I'll
know.
give you some weird energy.
I think it's sexual energy. I think you guys
Tension.
Just need to
No, it's
bang.
tension.
Sexual tension?
Yeah,
You
not
guys-
energy.
You guys need
I
to
mean,
bang
it's
it out.
tension of a certain kind, yes.
Yeah, welcome to Friends by Default. We're all friends here, even if Brooks won't look me in the eyes anymore.
You know I have that problem with eyes. It's not just your eyes, it's all eyes.
It's just eyes!
He looks into my eyes.
How dare you?
That is a fucking lie.
Look him in the eyes and tell me that.
Anyway, what's your name?
Can we never do it like that again?
Hi, I'm Zach, co-creator, helper, and skinny boy.
Oh, you bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a jab at me? A jab at me being Liam Wallace. I am your co-creator, co-host, and sound engineer.
And thick boy.
And thick boy.
With the 2 C's.
With the 2 C's. I'm working on it, though.
I can't wait. I can't wait till you get rid of one of those C's.
You're trying to ascend to the next level of thickness. Add another C. Super thick boy 3.
I'm going to try to avoid that.
Super thick boy God. Super thick boy.
Ultra thick boy.
I've already
instinct.
lost weight just in everywhere except my stomach, so now it feels like my stomach's bulging out of a small body.
Maybe just stop eating. Like, that works, right? Just never eating
Never
food.
eat.
How about you just
like a good
get
diet.
abs?
Oh,
I'm trying.
like, yeah, you can just order them on Amazon. That shirt that has the
Yeah.
abs on it, just wear that. There you go.
Not even that. Just get some spray paint and just do little abs.
I'm already cringy as shit. If I got that T-shirt, I'd be like another level of cringe.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't talk to you.
Probably, I wouldn't talk to me. I have problem.
I just want you to
problems
know
talking
you're
right now.
about 2 degrees away from that cringe.
Oh, thank you. Nope, don't touch me.
No, I'm gonna touch
Don't
you.
touch me.
Why?
That was mean.
Do you need affection?
Nope,
You
that was
sure?
mean.
Look me in the eyes.
All I need is myself.
I just need you to look
fucker.
me in the eyes.
No.
Brooks won't.
And now I know why. You mean-spirited bastard.
Do you mean that?
Oh yeah,
Do you spirit that?
I spirit that. My little ghost organ thinks so too.
Speaking of spirits and ghosts, we have our first question right here. It's not really philosophical per se, but it's an interesting little starting question that we can get a few minutes out of before going to the real meat of whatever this episode's
That
going to
meat
be.
and tates.
And on an earlier episode, we were discussing the idea of ghosts, whether we're just vessels for ghosts or whatever. I don't remember the exact thing.
That heated debate that mattered.
That
completely.
heated debate that mattered completely. And now, just a little, pondering thing to warm up our minds before getting into the episode. This is more about the physics of ghosts. Now, so if we have a ghost...
I refer to Danny Phantom. Continue.
Okay, so Danny Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Danny Phantom's not going to work for this one, and you'll find out in a second. Think of, your stereotypical ghost, white sheet, all that.
Okay. So we're talking the kid from Charlie Brown who had too many holes, but he was still a ghost.
Yes.
Okay.
So...
He died.
Wait, are we
And is a
talking?
ghost.
I mean, that was
First
in
off,
the-
that was Charlie Brown.
That was the 60s, so I'm not surprised that he's dead.
Oh.
Are we just talking about kids in costumes?
No, okay.
No, I think he's talking about a real ghost. Go ahead, Brooks. I'm sorry to
We're
interrupt.
getting into the weeds about the reference for what a stereotypical ghost is. Just imagine a person who died in the Revolutionary War or something, and they're just floating around and everything.
Okay.
So they're transparent, and they can glide, they can walk through walls,
Disappear and fly.
Yeah,
And they're much more unique than other guys. Continue, Brooks.
Now I can't get the image out of my head of Johnny Tremaine, but Danny Phantom.
Stonewall Jackson.
Like-
Danny Phantom.
That book would have been so much better if he had Danny Phantom's powers. Anyway, so he can float around and glide and everything. And if they can do all that, why doesn't a ghost ever fall through the floor and just go through the ground?
Magnets.
Through the center of the earth. Magnets.
Yeah.
Please.
Because they're not trying to. They're just floating. They're
Oh,
just
that's
floating
also
around like
true.
a spook.
That might work more.
They can control their float.
So do you think that
I think
there
gravity
has
doesn't
to...
affect them.
Okay. There has to be at least one ghost that, by accident, forgot
Tried
to
to
float.
sit in a chair.
Yeah, tried to sit in a chair and didn't realize that they would just pass through the chair, and they were just oh, shit. And then before they could start floating, they were already, through the floor and going through, the crust of the earth. and
See,
everything.
I think ghost physics.
So wait, gravity affects
Shut up!
ghosts?
I'm talking. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't think gravity affects the ghost, and the ghost is just powered by its own force, like a human in space-time continuum.
No, just space.
It's just space? Okay. So when Mr. Sits-a-Lot tried to sit in ghost form, he just kind of started going in a circle.
I think a beginner. It's like when you become a ghost, you're first learning how to walk, but in ghost dimension. So you try to put your hand through put your hand on a table and it goes through. But if you're level 1 ghost, you can put your hand on the table, but you can't affect the table. You just know that it is there. That's how we got
So
poltergeist.
you gotta earn your powers.
I think the more you haven't you seen all the shows where ghosts earn their powers by doing ghost things and becoming more attuned to being a ghost?
Zach, I wanna roll back a little to
Yeah.
the original theory that you proposed
Yeah.
that we kind of just brushed over.
Yeah.
Magnets.
Yeah.
Please explain how magnets work.
Okay, the Earth has a magnetic field.
Uh-huh.
I believe the magnetic field is stronger the farther down you go.
Okay.
So the farther down you go, the more it pushes up. It's like a reverse gravity, but with magnets.
So what if they go on the other side of the Earth and it's like a pull on a magnet?
Well, no,
and
it's it starts out in the how the magnetic fields work. It's at the poles and they push out and do that loop-de-loop kind of bit.
The loop-de-loop.
So are you saying that it's one circle magnet in the center?
Yeah, and it's all repelling from the
pushing
center.
out?
So what you're saying, Zach, is that ghosts are magnetic.
I am saying yes, they have magnetic properties.
They have magnetic properties.
Yes.
Are they magnets themselves?
No, but computers and other things, if you put a magnet next to them, they go all wonky. What happens when a ghost gets next to a computer? It goes all wonky.
Oh, he's got a point.
So, are you saying ghosts are magnetic? Are they magnets?
They have magnetic properties.
They have magnetic properties, but
Yeah.
they're not magnets.
They're
Correct.
slightly charged.
How does that work? How do they get magnetic properties?
Static.
Yeah, I would say static. That's some ghost stuff. What Higgs boson shit. Why is that particle around? We don't know. Why do ghosts have magnetic properties? I don't know. That's breaking it down to the molecular level.
Well, my
The
theory is
molecular level.
they don't walk,
Yeah.
right?
No,
they
they
don't walk.
float.
And if they float, so they're just creating a bunch of friction against the air, and the air going through them and stuff, so that creates static.
But static is not magnetic.
I don't think
static is electricity.
I don't think ghosts can generate static.
Also, like
I think they're just big static boys.
I don't think they're static.
also, like us, like going around and everything, don't create friction in the air. You know.
That's because we're.
Did we stump Liam? Stump Liam! Oh!
This is our classic segment called
Stump
Liam. It's where we stumped Liam on whatever question we were on.
I'm sorry, I can't come up with anything. I'm not creative enough. Fuck.
No.
Yeah, just drink your fucking coffee.
I'm just gonna
Your
drink my
coffee with your scoop of ice cream in
It's
it.
delicious.
Because you're in the middle of your cheat week.
So, wait, what's the other question you had, Brooks?
Okay, so did we answer this one?
Well, yeah, I said magnets is why ghosts can't fly.
Okay, that's easy.
And my theory is that they choose not to. They
Yeah.
just float.
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I feel like they could
I feel like they
dive
could,
down
but it'd
pretty
be
hard.
really fucking hard.
Yeah, it's like deep sea diving.
Yeah, there would just
but
be more
you're
pressure
also
each
blind.
time.
Okay, so
You can't see through rocks.
But, oh, right.
Yeah, I see.
So the ghosts, and I don't see why would that be enjoyable to them.
Yeah, that's probably why
And I
they don't
feel
do
like
it.
the core of the Earth would destroy the specter.
Yeah, it's pretty magnetic down there.
Yeah, it's just a big ball of iron,
Yeah, heat radiation too. So
right?
that would-
It's iron, right? That's where I'm gonna go for fact check on this entire thing. That's what I'm gonna call fact check.
what? Like,
The core? No, it's nickel. It's either nickel or iron.
it's just I don't know what it's made
It's
out of.
molten something.
I don't know. I've never been there. Like, what are you asking me for?
Yeah, it could be some unknown metal. We don't know. Probably. Well, I mean, lava comes up, but that
The lava doesn't come straight from the core of the Earth.
I thought the core of the Earth was a solid metal.
It's something.
Okay, Google.
Okay,
What is the core of the Earth made of? It doesn't. I don't have Wi-Fi, so it's not going to help me. Never mind. Well, no, it's figuring it out. The solid form. Iron and nickel, along with other small amounts of dense elements like gold, platinum, and uranium.
So I was kind of right.
Yeah, I guess so.
okay. So what I was doing originally was before the show, I was trying to look up online funny philosophical questions. And I looked at all the ones online, and it was just a bunch of nonsense. It was just a straight up like trying to be funny and everything. But this is a serious show. This is a very serious show. So I went to the big leagues.
Right.
I went to like the real philosophical questions, and like that's really
Yahoo Answers.
that's we're already infringing on Mapim Bam enough. We don't need to do it anymore. Like we just spent like we have now spent like segments of 2 episodes talking about like ghosts and the physics of ghosts and everything. So we gotta try to avoid their intellectual property as much as we can. So with this, I then looked online and found a page with, I believe, 202 different philosophical questions. I'm just gonna look through them to see.
Can we do number 83?
It doesn't number them,
Oh.
so I'll have to sort of go where I think 83 might live.
That's fine.
and
That's 202 episodes right there, or at least 100.
okay. So with that, okay. So here is a question. With that, so we all know the classic, inspirational, like those motivational posters,
Right.
and
They
everything.
say like hang in there.
Yeah.
Or there's a picture of an
kitten.
eagle that's like journey.
And-
It always starts with the first step.
and we
Thank
know
you,
and we know that the most classic one of those is all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yes.
And but this is really wondering how important is play in living a healthy and fulfilling life? And that is the question that we must address. Because
What kind of play? Are we talking butt play?
I'm talking horseplay.
Oh, you talking
Not that
horseplay.
kind of horseplay. I mean joking around, tomfoolery, that kind of.
Tomfoolery. Okay.
horsing around.
I think it's very important. Next question.
Come on, man. That's not how this show operates. You know that.
Obviously, when you horse around, there's horsing around and
Play around.
playing around. I like horsing around.
I like tomfoolery.
I like tomfoolery too.
I think what we're like really what we need to be addressing is like the dichotomy in our lives, like, because our lives are really, if you think about it,
It's a pie chart.
well, no, I
Or
was
like pie-cotomy.
it's like a pie chart if the pie chart is just like has like a line through it and there's just like 2 on the pie chart.
And is it work and play?
It is good, honest labor and some straight up tomfoolery.
Well, I think they overlap some
Do they?
Oh, so it's a
Yeah.
Venn diagram?
because we're working right now, but we're having fun. I consider this play and work.
I wouldn't consider it
okay.
work.
Let's roll this back.
Let's define work.
Yeah, let's define. We need to do 2 things in this discussion: define work and define play.
Tomfoolery.
Define some shenanigans. And so, Liam, you are describing, like, when I say the phrase "good, hard, honest labor," and you think of this show, so you think the words "good" and "honest" and "hard" and "labor" all apply to the recording of this podcast.
Yes, I do.
You do.
I do.
That is the stance you are taking.
I'm gonna say work is something that you're just being productive with. You're creating a product at the end, and you work hard to do it. And we are working hard.
I would say that I currently have a job, a part-time job, where I don't necessarily really create anything, but rather service others.
You provide a service.
I provide a service.
That is what work is to me.
Yeah.
Service or creating something.
Right.
Providing a good or service.
A good service. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
I remember middle
That's
school
work.
social studies.
That's
That
work.
was the one time I actually passed social studies.
So we're working
when
right now.
they asked that one question.
I went, hey, this. And they're like, well, you're going up to honors. I'm like, no, don't put me in honors.
Don't do that to me.
And then they put me in honors. And that's when I met Liam. Not really, but like that's when I remember meeting Liam.
You didn't meet him in the honors class. That was just around the time that you met him, like, behind the school near the dumpsters.
We met in like 6th grade. I'm pretty sure we had a class together.
What class?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Liam,
we had advisory?
We also had course together.
That was it.
Liam, you know when I'm, trying to, get a line of jokes going, I just want you to play in the space with
I'm
me
trying
and
to play.
everything.
And look, this is how I define play. It's anything that makes good feel boy vibes. So now,
Now we have to define good feel boy vibes.
Okay.
oh fuck,
Hang on.
the vibes that are created in your brain when you're doing something, and they produce dopamine and other chemicals I forgot the name of, and it makes you feel all tingly and happy inside.
Now we have to define tingly happy.
Stop.
You're going too
Going
minute,
too deep.
Zach.
You're pulling a Play-Doh on me.
Okay, so what we have right now, let's look at what we have. We got the pie chart. And one
Is
half.
it a Venn diagram or pie chart?
Look, man, just let me finish a fucking sentence, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we have whatever the chart is. It is
So we have
chart.
a Venn diagram chart.
God, dear God.
I call Venn diagram. Votes for Venn diagram. I say yay.
Yay.
So it's a Venn diagram. We have a Venn diagram. Like one of the circles is work defined as providing a good or a service. And then play is defined as good vibes. Or the creation of good vibes and everything. And in the center of this Venn diagram is just life. And now we need to really hone in. Like, the real question we need to focus on is what is the value, like, because the original question, if we go back to the original question that prompted it,
Number
it's
83.
It's how important is play in living a healthy and fulfilling life. And so if we have the two kind of modes of life, that being work and the other being play, and we need to really like discern the value between the two of them and like what values they both provide and how they contribute to a healthy and fulfilling life.
Well, all you're saying when you say that question is that episode of SpongeBob where he decides to become normal and he cuts out anything that is fun. He just becomes normal working boy.
That's more like a personality change than
That's
like...
exactly what happens if you don't have any fun. It's just boring.
And you don't enjoy life.
Yeah, I see, Brooks.
What if someone is a workaholic, though?
Then they don't enjoy life.
I have yet to meet a workaholic.
Our friend Nathan is a workaholic.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I have met a workaholic, and I feel bad for him constantly.
It's ruining his life.
Yeah, it is. I want him to stop. I need him to have some play and less work.
And too much play is too much play. Like you
then
don't
you're
get anything
unemployed.
done, and
Please
You're a
give
freeloader.
me a situation of too much play.
me.
I need
No,
you to be more
no.
specific than
No,
that.
I
You
would
don't think
say a person who is just completely obsessed with a hobby. They're not making any money doing it, and it's really not going anywhere. They're like, no, I can for lack of a better word, make videos, and you like look at the videos, and you're like, wow, these are all 10-second videos that are you just jumping up and down. And if I go back a month and look at the videos, it's the same exact thing. Nothing has changed.
So someone that makes no progress in what they're trying to do.
Right. They've
Okay.
just stagnated, but they're happy. They're doing it. They love doing it, but they haven't grown as a person. Nobody around them is growing because of them.
But
And
at the same time, like, you know, that's a pretty strict kind of like play that you're defining. You're you're defining play like the fact that it's not making this person any money is like, you know, what makes it ineffective. But if someone defines play as like, you know, maybe they build ships and bottles, that's not going to make them any money, but that's a hobby that they enjoy.
well, yeah, and they can get
And if
better.
they only do that, their life is pretty much
Yeah, if they only make ships and bottles, like, and they like, you know, don't bring anybody over, or like, you know, maybe have a potluck once in a while. Like, hey guys, I finally finished a ship. Time for another potluck. And like, oh, okay, cool. This is like our monthly potluck.
What if someone just likes, you know, likes being alone and everything?
Then they're a hermit.
I feel like you're like, you know, too much like looking on your own kind of perspective on this of like
Right.
to you wouldn't want to just spend all your time building ships and like
Well-
and jerking off in the corner or whatever. Like, you know, but like maybe someone does enjoy that.
Someone could say they enjoy that, but
Look, guys, I'm
sociolo-
trying to get into shipbuilding, okay? Like it's
But that can't be the only
Oh,
thing
so
you
all
do.
those Titanics I bought, you were finally paying off.
Yes, I'm taking them apart piece by piece and using the VHS like pieces to build model
build the
ships and
Titanic.
bottles.
Thank you.
In sociology, it says the human being needs to be integrated into
Society.
Right.
A culture.
So, like, what if work is someone's way of integrating into society? What if it's like a kind of job where they're interacting with people a lot and everything, and
Then they might have fun doing it.
and then yeah, exactly, and then their version of play is getting away from like if play is the opposite of work, then if they spend work interacting with people and being integrated into society, then maybe play to them is just, you know, alone time with like a nice book by the fire,
and that's
everything.
fine.
Yeah,
like I'm
because
saying, if it's strictly one or the other, it's bad. Like if we're saying like that's all the person does is they keep to themselves. They only make ships and bottles. They never go out. They never contribute to society. They just stay alone making ships and bottles. That's a bad problem.
That is truly tomfoolery of the utmost kind, and that cannot be tolerated.
We need to crack down on some
Or, I
major
mean,
tomfoolery.
We've all met a person like this, someone that just parties, does drugs, and drinks all the time without doing anything else. That's strictly just tomfoolery,
Yeah.
and their lives aren't going anywhere.
That is some high level shenanigans.
That is
Yeah.
some high level shenanigans, but in the same token, I feel like they also get stuff done at times, right?
I'm saying someone that only does.
Oh,
I'm
somebody
not
that
talking
only
about
parties
anyone
hard.
Specific.
Oh, okay.
But also, then we're getting into the weeds of like just kind of being judgmental of people's lifestyle. Like we don't know them. Maybe they have a job and like they work really well, and like
Well,
the
good.
only times that we see them are when they're, you know, just going fucking hard at
Well,
a
then again, that
rager.
answers the question.
Yeah, as long as they have a job.
they have work and play. We're saying if this person only has play, how it's going to affect them. That was the question.
Right.
So
and if
you
they
have
own-
to, you have to
Well, it
incorporate
was-
a bit of the play with the work.
The question wasn't like is only play good. The question is how important is play in a healthy and fulfilling
Pretty
life.
important.
Pretty important.
There we go. Good job, Brooks. We cracked your code.
It wasn't really a code. It was more just a.
It was a code. It was a code, and we solved it. Let me have this. Let me have this with my tomfoolery.
This is your version of play.
Yes.
Do you also consider this work?
Some days.
Some days, yeah.
Like right now, I like this
So
just because I know I have to do something else,
Right.
which is painting, and I need to paint while it's still bright out because I got no power in my house.
Well, when you're painting, do you have fun painting with people?
As long as I'm playing some music and making stupid jokes, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a
'Cause
mixture of the two.
If I was in a silent room just rolling a painter,
You'd probably blow your brains out.
I wouldn't do that, but I'd be like, I wish I was done painting.
So
Yeah, pretty much.
So we have 2 minutes before the ad break. So why don't we? I don't like this is sort of like a side kind of argument. Like when do work and play mix? Like what? Like the painting if it's with friends and everything, and you're just having a good time. That's considered more like that's play with that's you play that needs to get done so that you can have a painted house and everything.
I'd say the opposite. I'd say it's work with a dash of play.
Work with a dash of play.
Sprinkle it in there.
Just and this podcast, I'd consider it play with a dash of work.
You would reach a perfect harmony balance when time is just gone after it. Like,
Yeah.
you lose track of time because you are either too focused on the work with a bit of play, or you're having too much fun that the work seems to just slide on by.
Like, and I don't want to sound like a pretentious dickbag.
Too late.
Oh, okay. Well, I already labeled
I
myself.
mean, we listened to your spoken word poem
That's
before we
exactly
started
what I
this.
the spoken words I do, that eats up hours, and I'm having a good time doing it, writing them and recording them and stuff, and
There you go.
I consider that a perfect harmonization of work and play.
So what's the ideal ratio of work to play in
75,
any
25.
in any
Which is
given
which?
event?
75% work, 25% play. I think
I'd
that's
say 50-50, honestly.
yeah, but like, there's always that one person who takes that other 50% too much, and you're like, all right, well, let's dial it down to like 25%.
Well, if they
know
if they
what
take the other 50% too much, then it's like 75-25 with whichever one. So I'm saying, if you're not taking
Oh,
it,
okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying
You're not
just
taking
have,
it too
have a
much,
nice
just
equal
have a nice
balance.
equal
A-
balance.
A nice yin and yang, as they
Exactly.
And as the last thing before we go into the ad break, let's answer the one final aspect of this question: is Jack a dull boy? Yes or no?
No. Has Jack been playing too much, or has he been working too much?
What do you think?
I think he's been working too much.
Yeah.
I think he's a little dull, and I think he's so dull that as soon he's going to snap. And that's what happens when you have too much work or too much play. You snap like a twig.
Like a teeny twig under Liam's big arms.
Kadoosh!
And with that, we will then go into the ad.
Did I make you cringe?
I don't know, comrade.
Ow, my heart. Zach, you got a new place, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have any power.
It doesn't have any power. That's awful. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that.
Well, I mean, you know who could help me with that?
I don't know if they could.
Yeah, I think we might want to preface that they can't.
Yeah, well,
BG&E could help you with that.
yeah,
But-
but
But once you have power and there's other ways
then I
you
gotta
wanna...
move in furniture and everything.
and once you
like,
do that, you notice that like maybe you want some more
holes in the wall.
No, maybe you want to take down a wall, make a room bigger. Maybe you want to remodel the bathroom.
Oh,
Maybe you
remodel-
want to finish the basement or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could do all those,
And
but
think
I
you have
would
an
need
answer for
some
that.
help.
Yeah, but
I would
You
need
need that
K.A. Wallace. They specialize in remodels and can help you with design and purchases of your cabinets at wholesale pricing.
Wow.
Yeah, they also do more. They can turn that dirty basement into that man cave or extra bedroom you always wanted.
woo-wee.
You need an extra room? K.A. Wallace can also build that addition you've been dreaming about. K.A. Wallace Contracting and more. Contact us online at wkeithdo at AOL.com.
That's WKEITHDO at AOL.com.
Back to the show.
All
Wait,
right.
how much, because there is like one little small room in the basement that's just got a bunch of area carpet and stuff on it, and under the area carpet is linoleum floor. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that can be done for that.
Yeah, just take up the carpet, take out the floor. We'll take out all the floor and then refloor it.
How much would that cost?
I don't know, but you can email
Oh,
W key
could.
too.
I might. After, like, that's going to be like a couple months down the road, I imagine, because first I just want to...
First, you want power.
Own the house.
Yeah, own the house. So,
Anyway, so where are we at?
we just came back from the ad, and I may have some more questions, but at the same time, we're not just about the big questions like we said in the opening. We're also about what ifs, thinking about like what would happen in specific hypothetical scenarios and everything. And Zach, you're usually the man who brings those to the table.
I guess I am. I guess I got to bring yet another beautiful hypothetical garden to this.
I mean, when we asked you if you had one, you said you did.
That's your thing, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Like, I need both of you though to think of a material and not tell me until you've got one and you don't think the other one has it.
Okay.
Okay, Liam, what's your material?
Iron.
Brooks?
Velvet.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, you didn't say element, he said material.
That's true.
Well, iron can be used.
No,
as a
I mean,
material.
like, it wasn't a dig on you. It was more like my reasoning of where I...
Oh no,
went.
yeah, no, I got you.
Now with those two
pretty little
materials, what? You can't look him in the eyes. You know that.
I was looking at his nose.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you broke continuity there. Anyway, so using those two materials and a good amount of lumber, you two are tasked with contracting a house, a dream house, nonetheless.
Fuck.
How would you make said dream house?
Okay, so we have to build this house from scratch
Yes.
using only iron,
Some
velvet,
wood and velvet.
and a couple wood.
Yeah, just, the wood is for like,
Framing the house.
yeah. But the rest is like, I'm talking iron walls, iron velvet walls, velvet iron walls.
No, velvet floors. Clearly.
I say iron floors with velvet on top.
Yes. Okay. So I'm not much of an architecture kind of guy, but I'm going to try to figure this out. The first thing that people like, you have people over at the house, and just knowing people. You're a people person. You like entertaining. You like having people over, and you really get people. You understand their basic needs. So the first thing that when they walk in the house, the first room should be the bathroom, clearly, because that's what they're there for and everything. So
as soon as you walk into the house, it is a bathroom, and then there's a door on the other end, and it leads you into a different room. So like the first room you are in is the bathroom.
Is a single bathroom.
Is there a bathtub?
Half bathroom.
Okay,
It's half bathroom.
a half bathroom. It's a very small.
Like you have to sidestep between the sink and the toilet, kind of deal?
Exactly. It's sort of like how people normally have like. I don't know. I don't think parlor is the right word, but like when you enter a house, like it's a nicer house, and there's like a sort of a room that's like just kind of an open area for people to come in, like put their coats like on a coat rack or something, and then they walk into the actual like house.
A living room?
Not a living room, because a living room implies like couch and TV and all that.
A foyer.
A foyer.
Oh, a foyer.
A foyer. Yes. So instead of a foyer, we have a tiny, shitty little bathroom.
That leads into the next
with a
full bathroom.
with a velvet toilet and
Ooh.
an iron sink.
Yes.
Okay, now, just so you're not sinking on the toilet and like the water doesn't seep through the velvet. I imagine it does have.
It's a lot of layers of velvet.
Oh, okay.
It's like so one layer is not enough.
Right.
2 layers is not enough.
But
27 layers is not enough. 28, however, 28's enough.
Just the right
Okay,
amount.
but I'm also going to say that
29's too much.
Kind of for the elements and material that it needs to be to work.
Right.
It has those. We just have either iron or velvet over it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on. So, in order to get my head around this scenario a bit better, who are we building this house for?
Ourselves.
I was gonna say an eccentric billionaire.
An eccentric.
Your budget is limitless,
Okay.
and the bigger you build the house, the more he pays you.
Okay, so what you're saying is the what if scenario is Liam and I are approached by an eccentric billionaire.
Correct.
And he's like, I want you to build me a house. You have an unlimited budget.
His name is Iron Velveton.
Iron Velveton.
He sells iron and velvet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's Aaron Velveton.
Aaron.
Velveton.
So Aaron comes up to us, like, we're on a first name basis at this point. He comes up to us and he's just like, I want you guys to build me a dream house, the greatest house that anyone's ever seen. I want you have an unlimited budget. I can get you whatever wood you need, but like you must use Velveton brand iron and velvet, and those can be the only other materials you can use. And we're like, that's a weird request, but sure, we'll take the money. So we
So
build.
you take the money and run.
Yeah,
And-
we run to the empty field where we're gonna build the house.
Good.
And so we build the shitty little bathroom, and then they go through the door there.
And then there's a second full bathroom.
There's a second full bathroom. So like they go like. At this point, we're playing with people's expectations in a very clever way, if I do say so myself, of where they enter, and they're just like, man, this bathroom is not great. Like, I don't know if how my situation's going to be here, like, if I consume too many oysters, and I really need to, like, use...
I'm just going to take a pause. Why oysters? Why were oysters your
I was
go-to
going to
food?
go with, like, Taco Bell, and then I realized that rich people probably don't eat Taco Bell.
So your first thought was rich people probably eat oysters?
Yes.
Not caviar, but oysters?
Why
Yes.
not both?
Yeah, exactly, Liam.
Well, no,
Thank you.
Okay. All right, continue.
I'm sure if they're rich people, their oysters wouldn't be rancid either.
But if they do eat a lot of them, that can cause some problems. And so we're playing with people's expectations, and they're just like, if I'm in a situation where I've downed too much caviar and oysters like the fucking madman I am, like, is this house going to be able to service all of my needs? And then you go and you're in the second bathroom, and it's much nicer. It's
And
wider.
and the answer that comes to your head is yes.
Yeah, and your answer is like, how could I have doubted them? How could I have doubted them at all? And we come out feeling superior because they are the fools. They are the fools. It's got it's got two velvet toilets on top of each other, but
On top, like a double decker kind of deal.
it's on
or
a way.
bunk bed
It's
style?
on a way of like where you have one that's straight up, and then the other like is sort of upside down and like turned around so that the seats like fit on top of each other, and like the top part like is like of the one
tank.
that's upside. The tank is like touching the floor on the other, so it's like a nice like puzzle piece kind of fit together.
So is it just art, or is that what you are supposed to use?
Yes. And with that, there's also a nice shower that if you don't like the toilet, you can just take a shit in that. And
You just gotta waffle stomp it.
yeah, you have you run like you take a.
I'm sorry, I don't think you've appreciated the term waffle stomp.
That's because we're at high society. We're at a high society place. We're not gonna resort to waffle stomp. We're gonna
Crepe crushing.
We're gonna. It's clearly going to be. Hang on, I'm trying to think of like what the term would be.
I like crepe crushing.
Crepe
Rich people
crushing.
eat crepe.
I was thinking more like you take a dump and then you run hot water that will over time, lightly dissolve the dump until it's just, completely just.
There's
gone.
actually in the bathroom or in the shower, the tub area, because it's obviously a jacuzzi tub, has these jets that when you're in the jacuzzi tub shoot out water and make you feel all fancy. But when you poop, when you poo, they shoot out a chemical that just eats up that poo poo.
It's full of poop-eating enzymes.
Okay, so we found out that that a jacuzzi like that existed, so we decided to put it in the shower so that people can shit properly.
And worst case scenario, if you need to use a normal toilet, there's one in the first bathroom.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've thought of everything.
Now, let me just get out of the bathroom humor for a second. And after you leave the second bathroom, what is the first room like that makes that long-lasting impression? Here is where we'll sit down. Here's where we'll have our little hoity-toity talks. It's not the kitchen, but this is where we will come, sit down, and gather. What room are you thinking for this?
A game room. Right after the second bathroom.
A game room.
Yeah.
For the I'm thinking like tuxedo, like very fancy dress.
No, I heard you.
Okay, a game room.
Yeah, with like
Yes.
arcade machines, pinball, darts, a
They
pool table.
have a launcher for poor people and rifles on standby. You
Yeah.
know.
I'm sorry, what's poor people launcher?
It's how they are just like. It's literally that. I now realize it's literally a joke from a Mel Brooks movie of a guy with the rifle is just like pull, and then they launch a poor person into the sky, and then they shoot him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's to help with the aim.
So what happens if a poor person wanders in?
Oh no, that is where the velvet dogs come in.
Are they dogs wrapped in velvet?
Yes.
No, it's just
Iron machine dogs.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
But they're wrapped in velvet so you can pet them and
They're
shit.
not. They're not real dogs. They're like those two. They're like nicer
From
versions.
Kingsman 2.
I was about to say they're nicer versions of the dogs from the bad Kingsman movie.
I was thinking Wolfenstein, but whatever.
I like that Kingsman movie.
I liked it too. Fuck you, Brooks.
I'm sorry you like bad movies. So bad movies aside, you get the dogs from the Kingsman 2, but this time they're not in like nice little velvet and everything. They're cute. Like they're sort of like, you ever know those like little dogs, the little dog toys where you turn them on, they like they're, and it's sort of like that, but they have an attack mode. It's
That's
a very
only set off by poor people.
yes, exactly.
How do they detect the poor people?
The smell.
The smell.
The smell.
What does a poor person smell like?
Velvet and iron. From all the velvet and iron.
I mean, that is what the house is made out of. Yes.
So the
That is
dogs
what
kind of
every-
go into sensory overload,
Yeah.
and then they start attacking.
The dogs don't work, first and foremost. They were very poorly planned out and designed.
It was a prototype that, kind of stuck, but you didn't want it to stick.
And then there's Galaga. And then we move on from the game room.
Oh, okay.
And we are now in the dining room.
Okay.
The dining
We're
room.
designing this house to be single floor and very long.
Yes, I was about to say the exact same
So
thing.
It's essentially going to be a stationary version of the train from Snowpiercer.
Okay.
And so we go from the bathrooms in the game room then to the dining room with a big old long dining table made out of, you guessed it, mahogany.
Oh.
wrapped in iron.
Yes.
Ooh.
With iron chairs and iron walls. This is the only room without any velvet.
Except the plates.
Except the plates are entirely velvet. They are formless, and they
They
first
are actual napkins. That is the plate.
we wanted to we thought when building this place that with the unlimited freedom, we needed to approach it from a very specific kind of design philosophy that I think we really struck upon with the dogs, with the metal dogs, of the the design philosophy of it doesn't work. And we decided to approach the plates in the same way. Of the plates, they just, like, whatever plates are designed to do, these plates are
not.
completely incapable of doing that function. Like, just, they just don't work. Much like the toilet art and the game rooms with the dogs, even the Galaga, we went into the Galaga and we pulled out stuff that probably made it work just so it wouldn't work.
Why? Is that the aesthetic you're going for?
Yes, it's like a bold new kind of design aesthetic that I think works well with our iron and velvet kind of sensibilities.
Okay. What time are we at?
We are currently at 47 minutes.
Okay. Should we do one more? What's like the main attraction, the final room, the part that everybody has come here to see? This is the grand exit, I guess. Or is there an exit, or do they have to walk all the way back through?
Well, they have to walk all the way back through, of course.
Okay.
But eventually they do. There's the usual, like, rich person stuff of, like, they got the nice kitchen, they got the nice kind of lounge area with the fireplace.
Okay.
They have. It eventually culminates all in what needs to be in every rich.
Get off your phone.
I'm getting ready for plugs.
Oh.
We don't have plug. We don't have
with the water.
We don't have plugs for another 10 minutes.
You're right. When you're right. I need to change some shit on my YouTube. Sorry.
So anyway, I was getting to the point of it, and you know what? Like the air of the whole momentum of the joke. It's an orgy room. That's like what this. That's what this whole thing was. It's for very weird sex with masks and just the most horrible, like horrid, like filthy, like possible kinks imaginable. That is what that is. Like,
but it's
that's
also the bedroom.
that's
the master bedroom.
It's what he hired us. Like, we know the fucking subtext of this. You don't like tell us to build like a dream house with only iron and velvet and like. We know what this is. We know what the situation is, and we fucking delivered.
Some weird eyes wide shut.
Yeah,
deal.
exactly. Like we make a fucking orgy room, and that's what it leads to. Why do you think? Like we warned them. We warned them. Like like just the first thing they see when they walk in is a shitty little bathroom. Like they know what they're getting into.
So let me just that's the whole house. So let me just explain how Aaron Velveton enters this house.
First, I'd like to say K.A. Wallace Contracting and More came over, and just the first thing he said was wrong.
What did he say that was wrong?
Everything. My father's not happy with what his son did, so I'm going to get grounded, guys.
You're just going to get grounded.
I'm going to get grounded.
So he approaches, and you just walk past and go, wrong. He said it wrong. And then you just leave, and he's like, huh. Well, that was weird. And the eccentric billionaire man that he is walks into the first bathroom and goes, oh, rustic, I like this idea. And then he walks into the second room and he's like, ooh, is that... It is a crepe crusher. And he turns to see the two velvet toilets stacked on each other and goes, abstract. Quite good, quite good. And then he goes into the next room. He sees the poor people launcher and goes, little overdone, but I'll take it. And then he launches a poor person out, and shoots it, misses. And then he pays somebody else to shoot it for him.
Shoots it.
Yeah. And he goes past the Galaga machine, sees that it's, he puts a quarter in it, and it doesn't do anything. He goes, good, I can take their money. And then he keeps going.
What does he think of the dogs? They're just kind of on the ground flailing, not working.
Oh, okay. Are they smoking or anything like that?
They're smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They have that. Please, cigars. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, at least they're not like that boy who just left. And then they keep going. Liam, I need you to stop smoking. That's what this whole podcast is about. And so he gets into the final. He gets into the dining room.
The dining room, the entirely iron dining room with the velvet
entire
plates.
Iron dining room, and he goes, "Ooh, this must be the orgy room." Nope, dining room. My mistake. And then as he's walking through, he kind of like traces his hand along the table, feeling like the cold iron, and he goes, "Yes, good. As long as I slap the steak on here, I can see the heat of its warmth and body leave in such a beautiful experience."
I turned to Liam and I'm like, this guy's fucking weird.
And then he gets into the last room, doesn't say anything, closes the door behind him, and you're both like, "Where's our money?" And then he opens it again, bare ass naked. 3 seconds have passed. He's got a velvet scarf on, and he drops a briefcase of money, shuts the door again. And then you just hear a lot of noises you don't want to hear. I'm not going to describe them to you.
None of them are sex noises, which is the most worrying part.
And then he opens the door again. Clothes are back on. That's not velvet, though. There is red on him. It's not velvet.
Oh,
and then he
God.
sets down another briefcase and puts a finger to his lips and goes, oopsies. And then he shuts the door again.
Should we wait here for like more briefcases? Like, is this going to be like I know rule of threes is a thing. So
All right, rule of threes is a thing, but you got to expectations on the third. So I'm going to go in, see what's going on, and ask him if he wants us to leave. So Brooks, you stay here.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go in.
I'm going to grab the suitcases and I'm not going to leave yet because I'm going to wait for Liam, but I'm going to hold them in case I need to just fucking bolt.
Nope, we're leaving. Nope. Leave.
Do you want to know what was in that room?
Do
you want me to
know
describe
exactly what was in the room. You don't need to describe it. Let's leave now. I am horrified.
I agree. And then we go. We leave.
Good. Do you... You light a match and throw it on the velvet as you leave. It just all ignites.
This was a mistake. This all was just an awful mistake.
The whole thing burns down, and for decades afterwards, like people would claim they can see the ghost of Aaron Velveton roaming the field, doing unspeakable things.
They just wish he would go back into the ground, but they can't because he's so magnetically charged.
We brought it all around.
Yes, we did.
That's what we call theming.
We did.
Anyway, it's time for the plugs and the sign-off.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so this has been Friends by Default, a podcast about asking the real questions in the friendliest environment we can. My name has been Brooks Vernon.
Is it still Brooks Vernon?
I won't know till tomorrow. My name's Brooks Vernon. You can find me on Twitter at SqueezyMcCheesy. That's where I am most active.
You can find me on Twitter, Zach at Brave Snuggles.
You can find me, Liam, on Facebook and on YouTube. I just released a spoken word, so if you search Tides by Liam Wallace, it's the first thing that comes up. There will also be a link in the description.
I'll probably remember to do that.
You will have to, like, you edit this, you will hear it and go, I guess I'll do that. Or you'll just go, nah.
But anyway, I'm
Look,
getting
you
into
can
spoken
forget
word.
you can forget a lot of things between like editing and then putting in the music and then exporting it. A lot of things can get lost in the brain.
As you hear it, you just right-click copy and paste it in one of your many 30,000 tabs you have.
Also,
I cleaned up some tabs.
Fuck me. All right, guess I'm whatever. Fuck
No,
Liam.
Speak
no,
your
all
mind, wuss.
All right, cool.
Yeah, don't turn this into a whole thing.
Also, my spoken words aren't exactly comedy, so be prepped for that.
No,
It's
I
not.
won't be
It's not.
I'll
it's
go
not-
in thinking it's a comedy.
It's not like the podcast. Don't take my
And
mic clip,
speaking
you
of
bastard.
speaking of YouTube, you can find these episodes not only on YouTube at like the channel 100 Years Productions, where you find this show, a backlog of episodes from our previous show, Brooks and Zach 100 Years, along with the first episodes of You'll Like 'Em podcast with Connor and Josh, and Noise Choice Boys with Liam and Zach. And eventually, pretty soon, we will have Josh's show, The Lion's Den, up on YouTube as
which
well,
I'm in the first episode.
which Liam is in the first episode about. So you can check all of that out. The main place where you can find this podcast is definitely iTunes. And on iTunes, if you download it and you like it, please leave us a rating and review. It helps out the show a ton. Helps it get it out there and helps with the visibility of it. And the other main way to get it out there is going to be tell your friends about it. If you think that this is something that someone would be into, just tell them to check it out. We have no advertising of any kind, so word of mouth is really the only way that this show is going to be able to get out there. And while it's a small operation, I think it has a lot of potential to grow and like find an audience. So just be aware of that.
Also, keep your eyes open for the release of Josh Yaskovich's 100 Years production and Josh Yaskovich's directing On the Rocks, in which all of us had a part to play.
Yeah, it's a short film directed by Josh that has a lot of like writing has been contributed by a bunch of us, and like Liam and Zach both star in it. It's very good. We've seen a cut of it, and it's very good, and will be coming out over the next few weeks, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really
me
well
too.
edited.
Yeah. And last two things are, if you have a hypothetical what if or a philosophical question that you would like us to discuss, ponder on, that you're just dying to have answered or just kind of talked about and not really coming to a concrete answer, then the best way to send that to us is going to be fbdpod@gmail.com. That link is in the description. Email us, and we will read it and discuss the question that you pose. And then the very, very last thing is we do have a Patreon. It's for the show in like all the shows in general. So it's called 100 Years Productions on Patreon. That is also going to be linked in the description. Like we don't require people to donate, but like any money you like donate is going to help us out a lot. It goes to helping with the hosting fees and paying for equipment and all that stuff. So any little thing that you're willing to contribute, like, you know, it's like we'd be
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
And
pretty cool.
it is pretty cool. And
You're
we'd
pretty
be
cool.
Thank you.
All right, that's enough of that.
And
Cool.
And like even like we like the highest that you can I think you can like do is like $5, $10. We don't ask for a lot, and any amount that you give, we are eternally grateful for. So I believe that's it for the plugs and everything. I think we've plugged pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can just
The next time they'll see us next week when I kill Brooks.
Oh, finally.
Finally, you'll look me in the eyes.
Yes.
Liam, do you have anything to contribute?
Thanks for listening.
Well, that's too wholesome.
We need to get weird. See you guys.
Like Aaron Velveton.